Namaste and welcome to Tune and Frequency Readings. My name is Gina Truan and I do these readings for the collective with my sound bowl that accompanies me for the readings for the past 2 years. And today I actually let the pendulum decide which cards I'm going to use because I was kind of open to use any of the cards that I have, and it chose the shaman deck. So we're going to start with our 3 breath. We're breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. It's a little bit funny to do it today in front of the camera because for the past 2 days I've been doing this breathing also with my students who are learning yoga with me at the moment. And it's just so much fun to tell them and to teach them all about chakras, and it reminds me so much of the time that I didn't just do my yoga teacher training, but also when I did like 2 rounds of my beautiful coaching program, and it just brings up a lot of beautiful memories, and it's just so sweet to see all the reactions to these different tools and how they take it in and how grateful they are just to have these moments of like relaxation, when usually we would have like a regular school week. And this week is special because we're doing heart projects, and my heart project is my yoga project. And yes, I teach them all about the chakras, and it's so much fun. So, yeah, if they see this, they're going to join in, of course. And so are you. You're welcome to join me. If you want to close your eyes, you can do so and just relax and enjoy. All right. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out. And if you dare to, give it a little sound. Take a deep breath in. That was a good side today because today we did a lot of tuning, and it fits very well with my readings called the Tune and Frequencies. So let's see what the frequency has in store for us for the collective. So if you see this, these readings are for the collective. And what I mean is that all of us have consciousness, and we, as part of the collective, we are part of this collective consciousness. And that is actually what I'm channeling. That is what I'm connecting to, and also receiving the messages from and about the collective consciousness. All right. Okay. This is a super subtle frequency. And it really reminds me of like me receiving a lot of um, downloads, but they were so high pitched. Um, I hardly noticed them when they came in. And the the way I was holding the bowl and the way that the sound came in, it felt like it was almost, and that might be a paradox, but I don't care. I'll say it as I feel it. But it was kind of coming from like deep below, like below me, like as if like the frequency is like hidden underneath like the ocean, like this under the surface of the ocean. But then at the same time, my crown chakra started tingling. So it's definitely a lot of like spiritual, very subtle, high pitched frequencies that are coming in at the moment. So you might receive some messages that you get like a sudden hinge to do something. Follow that. Because spirit is trying to guide you. Your spirit guides are trying to guide you, and they will like give you little whispers. They will send you little hidden messages via music or little signs, symbols that you notice. So really pay attention to that. Sorry, I gotta drink a little. You might have seen in my face like the little, oh, I get it, gotcha. Um, because from what I understood, it's like, have you ever like threw like a slingshot or like use the slingshot? You pull back something, there's like a moment of silence, a moment of like reaching that like limit you're pulling back, and then there's like a little stop, a little pause, and then you let it go and like it goes off. And that's exactly what happened. So um take your time to take a little step back, and when you feel like, oh wait a minute, I should like take a step back, look at what is happening, like refocus on your goal, and then let it go in order to hit it, because you will save yourself a lot of time and you will be way more efficient. So trust in that like moment of having the urge to step back before you actually go forward. And when I think about it, it makes a lot of sense because of all those little sudden, like subtle messages coming in. Like you should step back, be able to be in a state, in a space where you are able to receive that before then shooting your shot. Okay. So the last one was really interesting because while I was like ringing the bowl, I actually had a vision as well. And it was a little bit as if while I was like stirring it, I want to say that there were like two, let's say people or balls or two weights, but not in a negative way, but like two objects. Let's just keep it neutral. Two objects were actually going around with the stick. So they were going around, and like I could feel like the presence of some like of two things. So it could be like either two people coming in and accompanying you, or like maybe something where you need to make a decision, either that, this or that. And these things are like accompanying you for a while. So maybe it's like I don't know, it could be like a vacation where you want to go. Like, do I want to go to Portugal or do I want to go Brazil? And like these ideas are coming around with you, but then they start like separating, and it becomes clear that you want the one or the other. Um, by whatever your choice it is. But again, take a step back, let those messages come in, and then decide from there. All right. Interesting. I love when the experience also comes in different ways. It's always a surprise. I never know what happens until it happens. So um, yeah, it's almost like a rush. It's or a game where you don't know like when is it popping out, when is the message coming in, and how. It's really, really exciting, and I just keep loving doing this. And as long as you like watching, then we're here together to receive these messages. Let's connect to our heart. Okay. There was one clear one, and the rest. Okay, it says viele Pfade, so it's not just two ideas, two pathways, it's actually several. So here on the card you see it's almost like a labyrinth that is being shown, but also someone who's being led by their third eye, but also their heart. And I kind of feel like that there is a tree in the background also, like a golden tree, golden leaves. I'm just gonna tell you the picture. You might also maybe know like what that is about, like a fruitful golden tree. Sometimes I just need to communicate with cards again. That's why I just held on for a moment. All right, so one card says Seelenrückholung. So it's like the soul is going back. But it also is like a transformation. But the like backwards part, that is like a interesting thing, because if we call it a Seelenrückholung, I'm definitely going to Google, because I know the German word, but it's in this way, like to get it back. It's like your soul got out of you, but now it's like starting to come back. Now I just remembered that I was talking about the slingshot and like, something pulling it back, and then now it makes a lot of sense. All right. And we got the fire. So that is the third card. Really interesting. So the thing that I was talking about before, so you see all these like different pathways, right? And it's like a labyrinth because it's like changing directions and it's not necessarily all connected. And then there's this person in the back, and we have this like big symbol kind of around the third eye. And then we also have like this heart symbol here. And then there is this light, but then like these light, like the golden light effects, it looks like there's like a tree or something, and the golden things are the leaves, at least from what I can tell. And there's actually, it's really interesting because this card also looks like the, not just the surface of the water, but we can actually see the surface of the ground underneath the water. That's really interesting because I was talking about like the, do you remember the message that came from below, from under the surface of the water? I really see that in here. And at the same time, it also looks like a little bit of a fire. And we do have that fire. And to transform anything, we need to burn something. Something needs to be burned in order to, something needs to die in order to be reborn. I just love the synchronicities because now I just remember that I was listening to a lot of meditations over the past days, of course, and also did a lot, but there's like one specific affirmation that I heard, and it was like something like about dying and being reborn. And this is what it feels like. So for some reason, your soul is has to call you back in. You might have left your soul path, and that might be the reason for you to come back, because um, there were maybe too many paths for you to take, and you let yourself be distracted by other voices. And so right now, it's really the time that you come back to yourself. You listen to that subtle voice. You